Hello world. Short update, Friday, January 12th from Cuenca, Ecuador. It's 4:10 p.m. and well, just to update quickly about the situation in Cuenca in Ecuador. Overall, what I've been able to hear, the streets are busy. I'll show you in the moment the historic district. I'm going to take bus there. I was in the Mall del Rio and everything looks normal there. Well, one of the most important news is that there is a new requirement to enter the country if you're coming by land. That is through the borders with Peru or Colombia, and if you are a foreigner, you will need criminal background checks with Apostille of the countries in which you have lived in the last 5 years. And well, I'll tell you, I'll wait for the bus. The buses are working normally, traffic also normal. For this time, in 1 hour, there should be more. It's not 100% normal because the schools are still suspended. There are no classes in the university, school, high schools at all. And that is many public institutions that are also still working remotely in all of the country, in Cuenca too. But like the municipal institutions, most of them or almost all of them are working in person. Okay. About the background check, that is not a requirement for people flying to Ecuador. It's people coming by the land borders, and that's for every nationality. You don't need to get a visa. There are some nationalities that need to get a visa. I speak about that in other videos in my other channel. For coming now, if you are, for example, a Canadian, American, German, British citizen, you don't need a visa, but you need the criminal background checks if you're coming by land. The other thing is, well, good news. I have said, because the president actually said it and many people are saying, that we're holding a war against terrorism. It's not actually a war, it's not an actual war. It is a battle against the gangs. But the gangs are now considered, because of the last decree signed by the president, the 111, they are now considered as terrorist groups. And in the media, you will see now they are named as terrorists. And in the fight against these groups, there is a lot of advance. The news today are positive. I will leave you in the comments of this description a link to a video of the daily news here in Ecuador. One of the, let's say, most centered channels. I won't say it's not biased, but it is perhaps one of the less biased. That's Teleamazonas. You can watch there and you can see just the pictures. You don't need to speak Spanish because the pictures speak for themselves. The videos there, how the army is taking control in areas that the gangs were or had conquered, or they thought they had conquered since maybe more than 1 year ago. And now we are finally seeing something. We are finally seeing the government doing something, and I am glad, because until last week I was like kind of sad about the situation, because it was increasing exponentially, not in Cuenca but in the country. But now we are seeing many videos of the army, the police taking control, arresting lots of people. People that they know they are members of gangs because they have the tattoos, because they appeared in videos on social media, because the neighbors have evidence, and that's in all of the country. That's something that I really feel optimistic about the situation, because until last week we were very concerned. For those of you who live here, maybe you have heard a lot of this coming from other people, especially from Ecuadorians, but now we're finally seeing that something is being done about this. Because you know me, or those of you who know me, I would like that all of Ecuador is like the tourist Ecuador that you have known, or the tourist, or well, Cuenca in general, because Cuenca is quite calm, and actually it's calm for the Latin American standard. And I want all of Ecuador, because there is so much potential here, and I think we can retake control. I'm going to take the bus. There's a lot of noise there, and I'll talk to you when I get to the history district. I just want you to watch that the bus service is normal. There are a lot of people. There are a lot of people, but but there's a lot of noise here, so I'll speak with you when I get downtown, okay? Well, it took almost the same as usual this time. That means there is activity, there is good activity in the streets. There's good activity on the streets. Maybe not as... yeah, it's not normal, but it's almost normal. Now let's go to the historic district to see how the situation there is. Well, it rained really hard. For you who have been following from abroad and you are not sure about what's happening, well, it's raining again in Cuenca. We had the most severe drought since they have been keeping the records, but it's raining again since like almost 1 month ago. The rivers are in okay level. They suspend the power outages until January 15 when they will review again, but it's raining, so I think we can forget about the power outages. But okay, back to the topic. The situation in Cuenca is pretty normal. I want also to show you the streets here, or well, almost close to normal. Remember, no classes, many public institutions still closed. Taxis, and you can simply walk around. It's already about to be the evening, and well, I'm going to buy a cable. I'm with my friend Python, my brother. What's up, bro?
Buenos tardes.
Well, Hytham speaks English too, and he's been living here for 1 year so far. What do you think of the situation now? What's happening in all of this? What's your concern? Because yeah, the situation is not good, but in general, what do you think of what you saw until maybe last week and what you see now?
Until now, I can see that Cuenca is almost safe. It's the best, safest city in Ecuador, but in other cities maybe the situation is not okay. For me, I have no problems in Cuenca till now since I came, but who knows what's gonna happen later.
Yeah, as I told you in the other video, who knows? But myself, I'm optimistic because I see that the government is finally doing something. You can follow GMAs, for example, to know about another perspective of the situation in Ecuador. GM is a great guy and guide, I could say, for doing things in Ecuador. He can be your guide for introducing you to Ecuador and the situations here, what you have to be careful about, just common things about do's and don'ts, this type of things. His channel is GMAs, G-M-A's, A-C-E. And well, he lives in the coastal region in Puerto Viejo. That's let's say an area that is way more complicated than here. For example, in Puerto Viejo, in the capital where he lives, of that province, Manabí, you can't be around walking with your cell phone like I am, because actually it's dangerous. Several stores here, they are open. I want to show you. And this area in Sucre, Mariscal Sucre, near Huayna Cápac, you find several computer stores. They are all open today too, and I need to buy a cable. So let me see if I can buy the cable, and let's go to Parque Calderón in the central area of Cuenca to show you. Well, successfully bought the cable, and now let's see a little bit of Parque Calderón. I want to show you that, well, you know, Ecuador is a low-income country, so one of the dreams of many here is living. Look, there are many offices that offer assistance to go to the US. Well, we are in the street Sucre, one of the main streets of the historic district. Up there is the cathedral, 3 blocks from here. I think you can see clearly on camera. But well, we're going there to see how the central area is. Another travel agency for assisting with travels to the US. It's very difficult for us to go to the United States from here, for us Ecuadorians. Actually, if I would like to visit the United States, I need to get a tourist visa first, and for that I need to go to an interview at the consulate in Guayaquil or Quito, and for that I have to wait almost 1 year for that interview after paying the fee. I pay the fee, I fill out the form, and then I schedule an appointment, but the closest available appointment is for 1 year from now. Another travel agency here, and well, I have to be honest, tourism has decreased a lot because of the news. I don't say that the news are false, but yes, sometimes the news are exaggerated. Thank goodness I've been able to work so far. Now with this, maybe people wouldn't want to come for a couple of months, but I will keep updated. If you want to come, again, as I told you in my last video, if you're coming like before the 20th, before the 25th, okay, you could delay that trip. If you're coming for the 30th, I think it will be okay. Yeah, the situation in the country is not the best, we have to see. And well, because of that, many people have migrated because there are no employments here. The low income plus no jobs has caused the people to leave. And many travel agencies, because there's not too much of tourism as normally, they are surviving with assisting people to go to the US. If you would like me to talk about the migrant issue and maybe interview the people here who dream now about going to the US and why they do, please let me know, because I have already talked about this. I actually recorded some videos that I didn't post when the mayor Eric Adams came here. That was a very interesting visit. The situation is way too complex. I know what's happening in the US, it's terrible in the southern border, and the situation here is also bad. So it's like to broaden the perspective of the situation. Okay, and finally we are in the Parque Calderón. That was the street Sucre that we've been walking all this time. Well, here of course there will be more police, more guards because it's Central Park. But the activity here gives you an idea whether there are people on the streets or not. Normally this time there will be many people. Now there are not so many. That means that the activity is low. Also because people want to be early home for the curfew and all of that. The curfew is from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. and that's in all of the country. Well, yeah, now there are many videos on social media about the army, the police, hitting, maybe torturing the criminals and even people who disrespect the curfew. So be careful. And again, let me know the questions you have about the situation so that we speak about them. Some people have told me in the comments that in Quito the situation is different. They're stopping people like to check the documents and things in many areas like Quito, Guayaquil. So, but that's the state of emergency, what it is about. The former president, Guillermo Lasso, he ordered many states of emergency, but he didn't feel the difference. Actually, there were more murders and there were more prison riots during those state of emergencies. Now, this does feel like a state of emergency, but we're starting seeing results. So let me show you a little bit around the Parque Calderón, and that would be it for now. Our beautiful cathedral of the Immaculate Conception. Guards, police all around, but also I showed you other streets. like down there when I started the video, just for you to see a general perspective of the city of Cuenca. This is the situation from Cuenca. For knowing another perspective, or to know another perspective, go to GMA's channel, to Don Shader's channel. Don Shader lives in Manta. He lives by the sea, so well, it's another perspective. That's all I can tell you. So go and check their videos. I don't know who else is reporting like daily on YouTube or almost daily during the situation, but I'll try to do simple videos like this and giving quick news capsules, updates. The restaurants are open, there is tourism, there are tourists. Almost everything here is open. And if you would like me to interview people to know how they feel, let me know. Maybe we could interview Haitham more too about the situation, what he thinks, what he really thinks about the difference now. But also we have to wait because it has just started on Tuesday. It's 4 days so far. Let's see what happens on the weekend. And well, I'm optimistic, honestly. Hopefully I don't have to make a bad video, but I will tell you the truth as I have always done. And if I have to tell you something bad, you will know. But hopefully not. Hopefully we can celebrate together what's to come. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe, to share this channel, and to share the other channel as well for people who are interested in tourism and nature in Ecuador, culture. And if you know only people who are interested in news, this channel is enough. I like to relieve every now and then, and that's why I made this channel for. So thank you very much, and see you in the next video. Leave your comments, leave your likes. Thank you. Bye bye. Buenas noches.